fans, this is Ashley's Corner. I gotta get some things off my chest. I don't know if anybody knows, but I've been making videos about Gary Russell for quite some time now. A lot of them haven't been very positive videos, just mostly about the things that he says in interviews about fighting the likes of Terrence Crawford, Adrian Broner, saying that everybody under 140 is ducking them, saying that Devin Haney didn't come with the right paperwork, and talking about Gervonta Davis forever, since 2018. I've been making videos about that and saying that anybody can check the receipts. I've been saying that Gary Russell should move up out of 126 pounds to fix his career since 2018. I've been saying that. And I've been getting shunned for it because people love to hate Tank, and whoever doesn't like Tank, they side with. And when Gary started not liking Tank, everybody sided with Gary. Even though they never was fans of Gary or never made videos about Gary, they sided with Gary. So this is my piece because I feel like since he lost his title, I think he gets no rematches with anybody he's ever already fought, including Lomachenko, including Mark Masayo. So I just have to say my piece and get this up off my chest. If you don't want to hear what I have to say, now is the time to get out of this video. Do not leave a comment. Just leave. All right? Now, I have a lot of videos of this type of Gary Russell talking to Gilly the Kid, disrespecting who Gervonta is, where he comes from, and everything else. I have other videos of Gervonta Davis saying that he want to beat Gary Russell up and everybody else calling his name out with no gloves on. And he was told that, and he said, well, that boy should never disrespect me ever in life, even though that's what he did to other people. So that's why I feel the way I feel about Gary, the way he talks. The way he fights in the ring, I don't have much problem with. I talk about the things he says, not nobody else says, the things he says when he has a mic up in his face. But that's neither here nor there. Let's get down to this. Let's get down to what I gotta say. Okay, a long time ago, when Gary started calling out Gervonta Davis, and he was calling out a few other people, but it was mostly Gervonta Davis. Everybody that he really called out was out of 126 pounds. Past Josh Warrington and all of them people in Leo that ducked him at 126, he stopped calling their name out and started calling Tank's name out. Didn't call their name out no more, just Tank. And Tank was at 130 pounds. Seeing that this has been going on since probably 2017, the man has stayed at 126 pounds. Besides him not moving up, but continuing to tell us that he is moving up, there's multiple videos of him saying the reason why he stayed at 126 pounds is because he said they keep dangling Leo Santa Cruz over top our head like the fight's going to happen. So I was right in saying in 2018 that the reason why he's staying at 126 is because he's looking for Leo Santa Cruz that will not fight him. He's ruining his career and staying complacent, staying where he's at for another man, basically. And I was right about that because he ended up saying it. The irony in this is because I was looking for an answer to this question for a very long time, for a few years now. And when he was asked in the presser leading up to this fight if we can get 3 fights out of him, he said, I refuse to relinquish my title and move up to 130 pounds and wait in line. That's what he said. And me thinking and knowing that if you're a title holder and you move up in weight, you should fight the other person holding that title. You won't have to wait in line. So I didn't know why he said that, but I thought it was an old ancient trick called lying. So, I mean, it is what it is. So I looked at it like, I don't know why he said that, but the irony is that he has no choice now. Unless he stays at... Nobody fought Gary Russell at 126 with a title. Who do you think he's going to fight with a title? He should have moved up 3-4 years ago. I mean, now that he doesn't have a title, who's going to fight him at 126? But he didn't move up. To be honest with you, I feel like a bigger fan of Gary Russell than a lot of these other guys, because I was telling him the right things to do with his career in 2017, 2018 for sure. Everybody else was just saying, nah, man, Tank need to just stop ducking him. That's all everybody said. They didn't try to help this man's career. Ain't no, the people that talked to him was just applying what he was saying. They wasn't trying to help make shit. The only fight they tried to help make was Devin Haney versus Gary Russell. And Gary really didn't want that fight, in my opinion. He did not want the fight. It might have been problems in between them both. That's neither here or there. I'm not here to say that or to choose or to be the bearer, nothing, the buffer, nothing. I'm just saying everything that the man tried to do never happened. You wanted to fight Leo, it didn't happen. You wanted to fight Warrington, it didn't happen. You called out Shakur Stevenson late. You called out him late. He was at 126, and all you wanted to do was call out Tank, bruh. These are all issues. He's in the same boat as Terrence Crawford, in my opinion. You lied on another man's career the entire time, and it turns out what? And Tank just fought with one hand. And the judges said he won. It was a unanimous that he won the fight. Nobody thought that he lost that fight. He was fighting somebody aggressive as hell that got stung by Tank's power and stopped being so damn aggressive. And he knew Tank only had one hand. And you was using your arm fine the first 3 rounds of that fight. And I understand that if you have a hurt tendon or a torn tendon in your shoulder, when you move your arm up, you're moving your shoulder. So I want everybody to know, when you lift your arm, you're moving your shoulder. He was lifting his arm the whole fight. Why not swing? Why not fake a jab to let something else go? I understand what he was doing was working though. I say the fight should have been a draw, just because I already know that they was trying to get Mark Masayo to win and get him out and get Gary out the door. We all know this. That's why I mean, we all know this, okay? It should have been a draw to give Gary time to heal and come back with another fight. But that's another thing. Gary said he had this injury. Oh my goodness. He said he had the injury since 2008, since 2008, since the Olympics. From a man that fights once a year, bruh. How come you never got it fixed? And I understand if it didn't hurt this whole time and you was cool, bro. I heard from a birdie that you had it was hurt during the King Tug fight or some shit like that. And if that's not true, okay, you was out for 2 years. You didn't think about getting no surgery on your shoulder? And then he said it happened two weeks before camp. Like, bruh, oh my God. I wonder, can these fighters just go get surgery anyway and come in with a doctor's note, like my doctor said I can't fight for another da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da? So that will postpone the fight? Is that how that happened? Hell, T.O. postponed Cambosis like 4 times. Man, I just don't understand, man. Like, these fighters stay with serious, if a doctor say you need surgery, you probably do. If you might get out of this fight and that fight, but bro, when you gonna get it fixed? It's gonna happen sooner or later, yo. Something bad is going to happen. Now, Eddie Hearn is the thing. When Eddie Hearn approached Gary Russell to sign with him, I said, yo, this is the best thing for him. Before I even knew what was going on, I was like, if Eddie's approaching him to sign, that is the best thing for Gary's career. The best thing for Gary's career. And the only reason why I thought that is because he had already signed Tevin Farmer. And Tevin Farmer was fighting a bunch of tomato cans, but he was having fights. I think Tevin Farmer portfolio probably doubled or went up a lot when he signed with Eddie Hearn, because Eddie Hearn had him fighting. Isn't that what's most important? Is that the man fights? Like I said that then. He didn't want to take it, and I heard it was because of the numbers. The numbers wasn't right. Like, sometimes I understand you are the longest reigning champion 6 years, but you only defended it 5 times. I understand you're the longest reigning champion, all that stuff, but us fighters, we're the consumers. We want to see the product. We want to see you in the ring. We want to see you fighting. Like, it just is what it is. And I want to see him fight. You know, just like I said, everything that I said about him was because of the things he said about Tank. And I felt that what he was saying was a contradiction. I thought what he was saying about other fighters, and that's like punching somebody and telling them you better not punch me back. Like, I just thought he had that mentality, which I was right, he does. And I made videos about it, but this is real right here. This is real right here. If somebody is blackballing Gary Russell, he should sue that motherfucker. If it's Al Heyman that's blackballing him, sue him like Terrence is doing Bob. Let us know that something's going on, because you just saying it is enough is nothing. And matter of fact, I don't think I've heard Gary Russell say that. I heard other people say that. And they say that because he fights once a year. They say he's been blackballed. Now, Gary's been asked why he fights once a year plenty of times, and he's never said that. I didn't hear him say it. If he said it, please let me know. Please give me the footage. I heard him say he fights once a year because people are scared of him. People are suckers. These guys don't want to fight. That's what he said. He put it off on somebody else. He's like, he's in the same boat as Terrence Crawford. For real, like, bruh, that's just how I see it. And I said Gary was supposed to beat Mark regardless of the situation because of his intellect that he speaks so highly about. And he says Tank don't have no intellect, but Tank beat his fighter, beat the person he was fighting, and he had one arm, one hand. And when he hurt his hand before camp. It's proof that Tank hurt his hand before camp. Went in there and still used his hand, hurt it worse, and still used it a couple times. Gary didn't throw one jab after the fourth. Not one. He was using it. He was bringing his right arm from his hip to up in the sky a bunch of times to stop and to be defensive. And he wasn't even that defensively sound if you're watching the screen. Mark, and I did watch the fight again. Mark his style is a little awkward looking, and he was throwing some jabs. It just looked a little awkward, okay? But yeah, I had to get that on. Since I've been the one for years saying that Gary's going about his career wrong, he needs to move up and all this other stuff. Because if he moved up, he would have got more fights. If he moved up, if he signed with a dude, or if he even got the surgery, I don't think this would have happened to him. Not this way. Not versus Mark. But let me know what you how you feel. Let me know how you feel about my video and the things that I said. Alright, always like and subscribe to the channel. Peace.